Now I am muted. Okay, guys, it's Joe. It is a Thursday, February 9th. It's time for a Pucket with Joe. Apologies for the show kicking off almost 45 minutes late here. I don't know what was happening with my streaming software. I had to reboot my computer a couple of times here, and I don't know. I become a totally different person when the computer isn't working. I had to calm myself down for a couple of minutes. I was not impressed, but we have opportunities to make money on the ice tonight, which will make me happy. Now, looking at last night, we had a killer night last night. So I hope you guys rode with me with the Dallas Stars. We also got the New York Rangers. It was so hard to find value in the New York Rangers. We got them in regulation, got their team total over 3.5. Both of those still juicy there. And the Dallas Stars went over that total of 2.5 as well. So I hope you guys made some freaking good money last night. Let's jump into the 7 games on the board today. We're going to go fast because I'm already late for you guys. You don't need a long show here. The first game, 7 o'clock. Everything's falling apart today, guys. I just breathed funny. Wow, we're going to be able to do this today. If I can get a drink, I don't have a drink on my desk. Okay, 7 o'clock Eastern with the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. I got to ride with Tampa in this one. Let me look and see if the odds have moved at all, as I've been freaking out in this last 45 minutes trying to get on air with you. Now, Tampa's coming in at -152. Huge movement on the Tampa Bay Lightning. But good thing for you guys, even though I like them on the money line, I absolutely love them on the puck line here. -1.5 on that puck line. I think this is a great opportunity for the Tampa Bay Lightning to come out really strong. We know they lost that game to the Florida Panthers. They also lost that game to the Sharks. That was an OT loss to the Sharks. This team does not normally lose at home. So phenomenally strong at home, going 20-14-1 at home, 14-12 on that puck line. And yes, while we're asking a lot for them to cover this puck line, and taking them in regulation is the safer way to go, I just got a feeling that they can come out phenomenally strong in this one. Now, when we seen the Colorado Avalanche coming off of overtime, which they're in, we went against them in that last matchup versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sorry, my dog is crying on the floor right now. Not sure if you guys heard that. Had to look what was, see, I told you everything's going to go wrong today. When we saw Colorado off of that overtime, they're not strong in that next game off of overtime. They failed to cover the puck line in their last 9 after coming off an overtime win. And yes, some of those they have been the favorite, and we've expected them to cover as a favorite. But I do think this is an opportunity to make some money with Tampa. So taking Tampa in regulation, I think, is phenomenal. Taking them to cover that puck line at -1.5 at plus money. We got +200 earlier today. So taking them now is like +180. So I do love it. Now, this total of 6, I'm a little leery on. Normally when I like an over, I definitely am counting on, or that puck line, I like the over. But this line has moved from 6.5 down to 6. I lean on the over. 5 of the last 7 meetings in Tampa have gone to that over. It's not one I'm going to bet, but give me Tampa in regulation and give me them on the puck line in this one. Now, the Edmonton Oilers and the Philadelphia Flyers kick off at 7 o'clock Eastern. High total here. We got a total that has risen up to 7 in this one. Actually, I'm seeing 6.5 now at -142. If you like the over, hit the 6.5. And of course, if you like the under, find the 7 out there. Now we have the Edmonton Oilers coming in at -194. We have the Philadelphia Flyers at +164. And I think there's perfect opportunity to make money on the Flyers. I'm going to grab them on that puck line at -1.5. I got them earlier. They're now +126 at -1.5. I was getting -155. So you guys definitely have got the better of the number. Jumping on the Philadelphia Flyers right now on that puck line +1.5. They're 14-11 at home on that puck line. And I think they can play Edmonton tight. Now, while Edmonton is completely rolling, and I know people are looking to back the stronger team, I just feel like Edmonton's one of those teams that really can let us down in situations where they think, absolutely, Edmonton can win this. Now, the last time these teams matched up, it was a 3-0 win for the Edmonton Oilers. So I can see why people are getting behind Edmonton here. 8-1 in the last 9 overall. But like I said, this team overlooks teams. They got a really easy schedule ahead of them. I could see the Philadelphia Flyers being one that they overlook. Plus, we have to look at Edmonton playing in Philadelphia. They've gone 2-6 in the last 8 meetings in Philadelphia. So this is not a spot I want to lay minus almost 200 here with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to stay off the Edmonton Oilers in this one. Got the Philadelphia Flyers plus 1.5. Love the value we're getting on the puck line. And I'm sprinkling on that money line if I'm taking the puck line in this one. And the public is all over the Oilers too. So what a better way to go here? Sitting with the Philadelphia Flyers, Johnny. Thank you for saying that in this one. You're going to take the Oilers in 60 minutes. And I don't blame you. I could see the Oilers getting it done in 60 minutes for sure, Mike. So I wish you all the best with that. We probably can both hit both sides of this bet. If I take the Flyers plus 1.5 and you take the Oilers in 60, Oilers are really good, strong on the road, winning their last 5 games. So I have been doing well. Now the San Jose Sharks and the Florida Panthers kick off at 7 o'clock Eastern. This total, let me just make sure we're getting it at 6.5. Yeah, still at 6.5. The over minus 134. The under plus 110. We got the San Jose Sharks at plus 180 and plus 220 here, or minus 220 here for the Florida Panthers. Now, this is one I don't trust the Florida Panthers to cover that puck line, come out and dominate over the Sharks. I think grabbing the Sharks plus 1.5 is a phenomenal way to go in this one. Plus 1.5 minus 138. What I would look at more, because I don't want to lay minus 138 in juice on a puck line cover, I'm going to look at the Sharks team total. You get the Sharks team total over 2.5 at minus 128, and I love the value on this. I do think the goals are coming in this one. I'm looking for a higher scoring one here. It's asking a lot, though, the Sharks to score on Bobrovsky. But I think the only way the Sharks can keep in this one is Bobrovsky has a poor night. And he doesn't have an outstanding goals against average at 3.17. I do think the Sharks can find a way to pull off another game like we saw out of them back when these teams played in November. Now, the Florida Panthers did win in November 4-3, but I think this is another game. The Sharks can go over that team total at 2.5 at minus 128. We're getting better value than taking the Sharks on that puck line, I think, in my opinion. So give me the Sharks team total over 2.5 in this one. As for, I was looking at the first period. I think this is a high scoring period. The first period, if you think both teams can score, you're going to get value there. But the over 1.5 in the first period is insanely high at minus 182. So I can't hit that one. But these teams trend to that over. I do think we got a higher scoring one here. The Seattle Kraken and the New Jersey Devils. Now, let me see how these odds have changed. We saw a 20-point change here when Jack Hughes was announced out earlier this morning. The Devils now sitting at minus 128 plus 106 here for the Seattle Kraken. And that was a move that we saw. So before Jack Hughes was ruled out, we were seeing the New Jersey Devils at minus 152. Jack Hughes moved the lines that much. And I have to tell you guys, it was my daughter who came screaming down the stairs because she's in love with Jack Hughes, saying Jack Hughes has gone week to week because of injury. In this, it will be a big loss for the New Jersey Devils versus the Seattle Kraken. I think the value is in taking the Seattle Kraken here in this matchup. They did win the last time these teams played 4-3. Now you can get the Seattle Kraken at plus 1. What was the new odds for the Seattle Kraken? Plus 106. I loved it at plus 126, but still do like it at plus 106. You can also take their team total over 2.5, which I do love as well. You're going to pay the juice on that. This is close to minus 140 juice on the Seattle Kraken in this one. Team total over 2.5. Now the Devils have been strong off of an overtime win. So lots of good advantages here for the Devils. I did like the Devils before in regulation, before Jack Hughes was ruled out. But without Jack Hughes, I got to lean on the Seattle Kraken in this game. Hey, Anthony. And yes, I agree. The Panthers really need this win. I just think it's a tight one. I don't think in that matchup that they don't win that game versus the Sharks. But I do think the value is in hitting the Sharks plus 1.5 or their team total over 2.5. You're just getting better value than relying on Florida to win it in regulation or covering that puck line. I just don't like the value I'm getting there, and that's why my bet is on the Sharks. I think this is another 4-3 win. So Kev, don't get me wrong there. I think Florida gets the win, but I do think the Sharks keep it within 1 goal. So that's why I'm going with that one. Now, my Calgary Flames taking on the Detroit Red Wings. This is at 7 o'clock Eastern, total of 6 in this one. Calgary coming in as a favorite on the road. Dan Vladar expected to start for them. Detroit Red Wings expected to start Huso here. I'm just going to double check those odds coming into this, see if there is any adjustments. Now, Calgary is minus 160, so we have seen them drop 10 points in this. Plus 132 for the Detroit Red Wings, and that total sitting solid juice to the over 6. Calgary won the last season when these teams played 3-0. Now, I do think Calgary comes out and has a phenomenal night, and I hope I'm not being biased in this one. But hitting Calgary at minus 160 is too much. Asking for them in regulation is too much for me to ask as well. But do I think they end up actually winning this and covering the puck line? Yes. And so when I say in regulation is too much to ask, because if you take them in regulation, you're not getting plus money. If I was getting plus 110, plus 120 with Calgary in regulation, absolutely, I would take the in regulation bet. But because I'm not getting plus money there and I'm going to have to pay some juice, I want a plus money bet with the Calgary Flames here. Because I think if they win this, they definitely win this game by 2. And I like my plus 150 odds on the puck line at minus 1.5. I think that is a way to make money. I don't like taking these favorites on the road in situations unless I think they're going to win big and it's going to really pay me back in these situations. So give me the Flames here on the puck line. The Wings on the puck line, Johnny, it could be a good way to look. You're not going to get much of value there. Taking the Red Wings on the puck line plus 1.5 is minus 196. You're getting the Calgary Flames minus 1.5 at plus 156. And I think there's a great opportunity to make some money with the Calgary Flames tonight as they hit the road solid again. Now, these two teams do turn around and play each other next Thursday. And so I think this is a perfect opportunity for Calgary to get the first win. Calgary has dominated winning the last 6 meetings, so it's not all bias here with me taking the Calgary Flames. Now, the Vancouver Canucks and the New York Islanders kick off at 7:30 Eastern. Sorokin expected in goal. We all know what's happening with Bo Horvat and everything, the game against his former team. Islanders keep rolling in this one, you guys. I've got to hit them here on that puck line. Now, the New York Islanders coming into this one, I'm just seeing if odds have changed. Minus 235, minus 1.5 at plus 110. And that's what I'm going to hit. I'm going to take them on that puck line, minus 1.5 at plus 110. I love how this defense is playing. The renewed spark in this team is absolutely phenomenal. Sorokin will be in goal tonight. Now, I know this is a team that I have bet against before the All-Star break, before the Bo Horvat trade here, but this is a team now I'm really high on at the moment. They've won their last 4 games. I expect them to continue against a Vancouver Canucks team that should be tired coming into this one. They are on that back-to-back. So give me the Islanders minus 1.5 at plus 110. The last game on the board. And I want to see if lines have moved on this. We're getting the Vegas Golden Knights at plus 100 versus the Minnesota Wild. Why the hell are we getting Vegas at plus 100? They're sitting first in the Pacific against the 4th team in the Central here. Vegas is the better team, and we're getting plus money. This could be a trap, but I am going to hit on Vegas. I love what we saw out of Vegas in their last game, pulling off the win over the Predators as underdogs in that one as well. That was on Tuesday. They got a 5-1 win. I think Vegas comes out and gets it done again. I think the books are trying to trick us not into taking Vegas, but the Minnesota Wild at a short price with Marc-Andre Fleury in goal. I do think the Wild have a good game. I think this is tight. I think this one comes down to puck luck. This is going to be a hold your breath and dare not breathe game in this one if you're riding Vegas with me. Like I said, Vegas sitting first in the Pacific, Minnesota Wild sitting 4th in the Central. Perfect opportunity to make some money with a really solid team here. Now, the home team has won the last 5 meetings, so I just have to give you guys a heads up on that. It's going to be a hard one for Vegas to win, but I do think Vegas wins it in a low-scoring one. I am so glad you're riding Vegas on the money line as well. Vegas absolutely woke up after that break, so it's definitely gonna be good. I love you guys are riding the Islanders too. We've got some consensus across the line. Vegas on the freaking puck line. Okay, give me a second. Let me check the odds on Vegas on the puck line because you know I'm definitely gonna sprinkle that. Vegas, okay, plus 1.5, We don't want to do that. We want to do Vegas on the reverse puck line, because if we do Vegas on the puck line, we're paying -1 or -264. If you can get a reverse puck line here on this game, absolutely phenomenal way to take this. You're going to get so much plus money with them being a +100 dog. I just don't have the book that offers that in front of me. So you guys, it's going to be really good. If you can take Vegas, though, on the actual like reverse puck line at -1.5, you're going to get beautiful plus money, Kev. So I might actually sprinkle on that. I think this is Vegas's opportunity to show us. They're sitting first in the Pacific for a reason. So it's going to be great. You guys, we go over every game here on Pocket with Joe. I'm going to do the recap. I'm going to build the parlay. And then because we're running so late, I've got to absolutely run because I've got other things you guys know on my schedule. So let's build this parlay and let's get moving. The Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa on the money line for the parlay. For a straight up bet, I love Tampa here in regulation. I love them here on the puck line. I think Tampa wins it big tonight over the Colorado Avalanche. It's asking a lot, but this team has to prove a point after those two terrible losses. So give me the Tampa Bay Lightning here in regulation for a best bet, on the puck line for a sprinkle, and give me them on the money line for the parlay. The Edmonton Oilers and the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm not buying the Oilers tonight. I think they're trying to trap us into this. Give me the Flyers +1.5 for the parlay. I think the Flyers +1.5 at -155. I wouldn't bet it straight up. I do think they come out and have a solid game. Edmonton probably wins it by 1 goal, but I don't see Edmonton blowing out the Flyers. They could lose to the Flyers. I think this is an opportunity to sprinkle the Flyers if you believe in them here. The San Jose Sharks and the Florida Panthers. Again, I think the Sharks +1.5. I'm calling tight games tonight between these teams. Both of these teams just coming off of wins versus the Lightning. I think this is a 1-goal game all day long. I think the Panthers win it, but I could see an upset coming out of the Sharks. Instead of putting the Sharks +1.5, let's put the Sharks team total over 2.5 in the parlay. I think they definitely get 3 goals in this one. And I feel more confident in that because we could have that empty netter. Now, the Seattle Kraken and the New Jersey Devils. I'm going to do the same thing with the Kraken. I'm going to take their team total over 2.5 for the parlay because I definitely think the Kraken are going to come play. We've got the New Jersey Devils without Jack Hughes. I know he's not a defensive player. He's on the offensive side of the puck. So I'm not looking to limit what I thought the Kraken could do offensively or increase it. I still think they're getting over those 2.5 goals. And no matter who is on the ice tonight, this team's been averaging 3.54 goals per game and 30 shots on net. So Mackenzie Blackwood is confirmed also for the Devils, which gives the Kraken better opportunity to get these goals tonight. So I love also the Kraken's team total outside of the parlay over 2.5 for one of my best bets. I think they fly tonight. Now the Calgary Flames and the Detroit Red Wings. If you're going to bet Calgary with me, like I said, I'm not willing to take Calgary in regulation and pay juice. I think if you're going to bet Calgary, you've got to absolutely believe this team can cover that puck line to get plus money. Calgary has been so annoying for us this season. They've been up and down all over the place. They're losing games they should win. They're beating some better teams. They're just not consistent anywhere. So if you trust Calgary, if you have faith in Calgary tonight, take them on that puck line. +1 or -1.5 at +150. Now their team totals over 3.5. I don't know if I love that. I could see this being a 3-0 win for the Calgary Flames in this. So Calgary here on the money line is what I'm going to throw into the parlay. But I do think puck line is a great opportunity to make money. I'm not 100% confident it's not going to my premium clients, but I will be betting it myself. The New York Islanders, on the other hand, I'm going to take them to cover the puck line at -1.5 for that beautiful +110 over the Vancouver Canucks tonight. I think this is the Islanders' hot streak that we need to jump on. I've jumped on the last 2 since the All-Star break. I'm going to keep riding them right now. I think they have a phenomenal game against a Vancouver Canucks team that is tired. I'll just put the Islanders on the money line for the parlay. As for the last game, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild, leave Vegas out of the parlay, but take Vegas on the puck line in the parlay +1.5. Take Vegas on the money line for a best bet. I think Vegas comes out and is phenomenally strong in this one. So recap that parlay, you guys. I've got to move fast here. I apologize. The Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line, the Philadelphia Flyers +1.5, the San Jose Sharks team total over 2.5, the Kraken team total over 2.5, Calgary on the money line, the Islanders on the money line, and Vegas +1.5 on the puck line. That is a long shot parlay. You guys remember that is a sprinkle because every given Thursday it hits. So best bets, Tampa in regulation, absolutely phenomenal. Tampa on that puck line, I absolutely love the sprinkle on that. The Kraken's team total over 2.5, the Islanders on that puck line -1.5, and Vegas on the money line. Another way you could look at this is you could take the Islanders in regulation and Tampa in regulation for a 2-team parlay that's going to give you some nice plus money. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that Benjamin, you just weren't late to the party. I was late to the party. My internet streaming system just wasn't working with me, technology. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Richard, good luck to your Kings when they finally play tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you here. Vegas, there's the odds on that reverse puck line. You guys, I am sprinkling all over Vegas, -1.5 on the reverse puck line. Anthony's getting it from my bookie at +130 or +232. Absolutely beautiful odds. I think Vegas is going to have a phenomenal night. So you guys, appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you so much for sticking around and waiting for me for today's shows. You guys all are absolutely the best. Let's make some freaking money tonight. Have fun. Keep smiling. Don't take life too seriously, you guys. It's all about having a good time. I appreciate you guys. Let's make some freaking money. I will be back here tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, no matter what my streaming system does. I'm going to have to work out how to stream straight through YouTube if it fails me. So you guys have a good one. Thank you.